Hi guys, and welcome to this special edition of The Results Show. In this one, we're going to be diving into something very special, which is magic.
Now, I think I've been pretty open about the fact that I have studied magic. Both forms of magic, both magic, and the kind of like magic, illusion kind of magic.
Illusion magic.
Yeah, like this, look.
Oh, that's clever. You see, I'm still at this stage. So you're way ahead of me.
Now, interestingly, I haven't talked about this to you, but...
Oh, by the way, for those of you on the podcast, that would have seemed quite odd. So if you're just listening to that, David plucked a wonderful gold playing card from behind the Ace of Spades. The only card you need, it's going to be the Ace of Spades.
The Ace of Spades.
From my beautiful
spades.
From my beautiful shell-like ear, and I, in return or revenge, whatever works for you, plucked a 20p coin out. So I did the dad trick, he did the magic trick, basically.
Now, apparently, magic, stage magic, illusion magic, was created by magicians so that they could save their life.
Save their life?
Yeah, because in the ancient times, if you were a magician and you were caught, then you'd be put to death.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
Yes.
Exactly. And they put you in a perfect double bind. What they do is like tie you to a chair, chuck you into a lake. If you drowned, then you weren't a witch.
You also got an official letter of apology, which made it all better.
Well, the good Lord would save you.
Yeah.
If you didn't drown, then you were a witch, and they'd take you out of the lake and burn you at the stake.
Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it?
So, magicians created illusion to go, oh, that's not magic, it's just a trick. Yeah.
The greatest trick magicians ever pulled was to convince the world they didn't exist.
Absolutely. Now, the thing that we were talking about earlier is, in the study of magic, there is what's called an armchair magician, which is somebody who knows everything there is to know about magic.
Yes.
But has never done anything with it.
It's like when you watch, people watching football, and you get this, should we say, a large gentleman who goes, oh, like, run, oh, you're not running after it. It's like, that guy's been tearing up and down the pitch for 90 minutes. If you'd have done a tenth of what he had done, you would be dead many times over, and you're heckling him.
Yeah. Well, I could tell you what he did wrong.
Could you? What did he do wrong?
He should have passed over there to the left-hand side. I mean...
And we know that. How come he doesn't?
So there are these people around in football, in magic, and in personal development, and in NLP, which is actually the reason why we created the Results Show.
Yeah, you know who you are.
Because what we wanted to create the Results Show for was actually to show people and also interview people, and we got interviews coming up.
Yes, we've got some lovely folks.
With people that have created real life results with NLP, hypnosis, timeline therapy, and Huna. And this was an interesting conversation I was having with Pete, is because somebody else told me this was the difference between a magician, armchair magician, and a wizard. And that a wizard is somebody that is willing to get their hands dirty. A wizard is somebody who's willing to go out there and actually do something with what they know. And, I read a book about Merlin. I mean, probably the most famous wizard in the world. And I read this book about Merlin, and it said in that book that the reason why Merlin was so powerful was he had one foot in the light and one foot in the dark, and he walked this very fine line, and he would do whatever it took to create the result
Yes.
that was desired for the particular situation.
Not the fluffy Merlin that we remember from Sword in the Stone.
No. More that there is the Merlin movie, which I love. And
Is that the Sam Neill one, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
And one of my students actually is in that movie. I shall have to think about that, and I'll tell you about it in a future episode. And so what we're about is about wizarding rather than
Yes.
armchair magician. And then, I started to think about who has been labeled as a wizard. Well, a number of people that I would class as being my heroes, if you like. One would be Nikola Tesla, was taken as being a wizard of electricity, because he was doing stuff with electricity that we still aren't doing today.
Yes.
Erickson was nicknamed the Wizard of the Desert. In fact, on Amazon, there's a documentary. Just hold this a second. Hi, darling.
No beer.
No beer. Okay, don't worry. No, I don't want to.
David will be right back.
No.
This is basically podcasting live.
Okay.
So
All right,
what he's basically doing is he's negotiating our dinner, because we have been recording for most of the day in order to bring you the world-class insights into how to use these neurotechnologies for optimum effect. And as a result, we're hungry and thirsty. And we have people who are very, very kindly trying to bring us stuff. So, David, welcome back.
On Amazon.
The Wizard of the Desert.
The Wizard of the Desert. Erickson. It's on. It's actually a documentary on Amazon called The Wizard of the Desert. Other people that have been labelled as wizards. Richard Bandler,
Yes.
co-creator of NLP, was labelled as a wizard. Aleister Crowley,
Yes.
wicked Uncle Aleister,
The interesting spelling of Alistair.
was also taken as being a wizard rather than a magician, which is interesting. And I love, I've got two definitions of magic. One is the one we've mentioned before, Arthur C. Clarke.
Yes.
Any sufficiently advanced technology that other people don't understand, people perceive as being magic.
Yes.
Aleister Crowley's definition of magic was creating change in external situations, circumstances, and people by creating willful change inside of yourself.
Okay, so almost, it's like manifestation to some extent, or
And pure perception is projection.
yes.
So then you go like, well, doesn't NLP enable you to make changes inside of yourself to create willful change in external situations and circumstances and the people outside of yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Become the change you want to see.
Yeah, exactly. I don't believe it was a coincidence that the first book on NLP was called The Structure of Magic.
Yes.
So, and wicked Uncle Aleister, 666 the Beast. I think the thing about Aleister Crowley wasn't necessarily it was the Beast or 666 or whatever. I think he was just very, very good at PR. And,
If you look at it, he was the modern, or the early equivalent of all these rock bands with their, kind of like goth image, or, like Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
It's, when you speak to him, he's actually a very nice guy.
Yeah. And, by self-professing he was 666, the beast,
Naughty.
got him on the front page of the Daily Mail at the time.
Yes.
So I think he was just very, very
Back
good.
in the day when the Daily Mail was actually drawn by hand.
Very good, and still told the truth.
Yes.
So I think he was just very, very good at PR in the day. So, you know, what we are wanting to bring to you with the results show is wizardry rather than armchair magician. And, you know, we're moving into a different phase of the results show now, where we're going to start bringing in some guests. These are all people that I've known very, very well for quite a number of years. And I've gone out there and used NLP, hypnosis, timeline therapy, and Huna, and other things to create tangible results in their own life, and also have enabled other people to create tangible results in their life too.
We've got some really nice people lined up, and the other nice thing about it is that there's quite a wide variety. So there's like lots of, you know, just in the same way as we like our different camera angles, all these guests are different camera angles on basically how to create tangible results using the stuff that we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, that always brings up the thing that you told me about the two engineers that are arguing.
Oh, yes.
About it's a triangle, it's a circle.
Yes.
And there's one guy going, it's not a triangle because it's a circle, it's round.
I can see it with my own
And
eyes.
it's a triangle has three sides. And the other engineer goes, no, it's a triangle because it's got three sides on it. And these guys are arguing. And then a third engineer comes along, maybe a wizard, and goes, it's neither a circle or a triangle, it's a cone.
Or it's a circle and a triangle and a
cone. Yeah, quite correct. Because if you look at a cone from the top, it looks like a circle. If you look at a cone from the side, it looks like a triangle. And that's really what we're bringing to you with the variety of guests we've got lined up.
Each more surprising than the last.
Coming weeks, is they are looking at these things that we're talking about: NLP, hypnosis, timeline therapy, Huna, magic, spiritual development, personal development, etc., from a different angle. And that's one of my cats you can probably hear in the background there, joining in, because she always does that when we start talking about magic.
Yes, she can sense it, all her fur goes up.
So that's what we got coming up in the next number of episodes for the Results Show.
So please do subscribe on whatever platform or channel that you are listening or watching us on. If you've got any questions or comments, you can get in touch with us via email at
theresultsshow.com.
podcast@theresultsshow.com indeed. And we will see you with the first of our brand new series of Wizard interviews next time.
See you there.